starts from what you saw there. Okay? Cash flows from.
Okay, good afternoon, students, and welcome to the online class of Salesforce Management. So this is Dr. Mahesh M. Monjeri, Assistant Professor from Department of Management Studies, SDM College of Engineering and Technology, Dharwad. So we have started the discussion on motivation of a sales force. So if we can recall, after recruitment and selection of a sales force, training of a sales force, okay, then we are just learning how a company keeps its sales force motivated. So in this regard, if you can recall, so I was narrating a small story at the end of the last class. So where a person who starts a business and ends up in making a loss, okay, and he has to leave his house as he's unable to pay the rent. His wife leaves him. Okay, he just remains with his 6 to 8-year-old son. Okay, almost like a destitute. Okay, then gradually whatever little money he had, okay, that ends up, okay. Then he is left with some of the old products, okay, for which he has taken a dealership. So occasionally, okay, he tries to sell them and tries to make some money. And in the meanwhile, he tried to take some small loans from known people. Okay, and very difficult to live. But in the meanwhile, okay, he comes across information about a stock trading company is hiring interns. Okay, so interns for a period of 6 months, but definitely there was no remuneration during the internship period. Okay, but in the absence of other options, this man, okay, he joins the company. Okay, and what is told to all the interns is after the completion of internship period of 6 months, one intern will be confirmed. One intern will be appointed on roll of the company. So he will be given a placement. Okay, then this man begins to work. Okay, he starts attend training. Then he starts making telemarketing calls. Okay, to identify the leads. Okay, then he meets the leads. He tries to open demat account and tries to sell the various investments. But along with that, he also needs to take care of his son. Okay, and the days were so difficult. You can understand in sales. Okay, so they're always kept on toes. Okay, so and he manages, okay, to leave his son in a daycare orphanages, okay, during the daytime sometimes, okay, and night they send in okay, monastery, okay, where they offer shelter for the destitutes in the night, because night it gets very cold and okay, due to hypothermia a person may die. So that is the reason why some monasteries offer, okay, sleep at their monastery for destitutes. So he even spends time, okay, sleeping in a monastery. Okay, then regarding the money, again, as and when he could sell some of his old products whose distribution or dealership he took, so he could make some money. Those days he used to live in a hotel room. Okay, then again, okay, sometimes in monastery nights he used to spend. Okay, then couple of time when he didn't have money, he in fact spends nights, okay, with a suburb, okay, subway railway station bathroom along with his son. But in spite of all these personal problems, okay, this man continues to focus on his internship. Okay, he sees to it that his performance in the company does not affect him. So he keeps on making calls, generating leads. He meets them in person. He opens demat account. Okay, and he sells the different types of investment. He obtains accounts for the company. Okay, and many a times it happens so that, okay, he used to roam with his son without money for food. Okay, and in US, okay, there was a street where prostitutes used to stand. Okay, so they paid him couple of dollars, like $2, $5, sometimes $10 to him, so that he can feed his son. So now just try to understand. Okay. So generally when a person goes through, okay, under such a circumstances, okay, it is very easy for them to give up. Okay, it is very easy for them to give up. That is what is lack of motivation. But this man, in spite of all these odds, okay, he went on to focus on his job, okay, make alternate arrangements for his son during the daytime, okay, as well as makes whatever arrangement possible in the night time, okay, feed himself and his son. But he continues to concentrate and focus on the work. So 6 months almost he spends like that. And among that, some 20 interns, he's the only person who gets selected in the company. The company offers him placement, okay, a paid fixed salary plus commission. Okay, so now story doesn't end here. He continues to perform extremely well on the job, so he could afford a home. Okay, he could feed his son as well as himself. So he comes out of those problems. Okay, basic problems of food, clothing, and shelter. Okay, so now I don't know what is the problem. Okay, students have joined. So what you feel or what you think? What kept him going? Okay, so anybody can reply. I know it is not a definition, it is not a types, method, some 3 mark or 7 mark question. So by listening to the story and the situation, so under those difficult times, what kept him going? That is what we call it as motivation. So I'm trying to discuss the origin of motivation in this case. Somebody said, I don't remember, maybe Rohit or I don't know, inner motivation. So that is what is, this is what is inner motivation. But what kept him going? What kept him motivated? Yeah, who will answer? Class, can you hear me? Yeah. Nandan, what do you think? What kept him going?
Appreciation of work, sir.
Appreciation of work. Okay, let's see. Any other answers?
By the
What kept him going under those difficult conditions? See, generally, under these circumstances, what people do, they give up. Okay, forget about working in a company and that too in sales. Okay. Yes, what kept him
Strong self-belief, sir. That
strong?
Wait.
Can you repeat, please?
Self-belief.
Self-belief.
Strong self-belief.
Okay.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, self-belief. Okay, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, one or two more answers. Say,
team building activities.
sorry?
Team building activities.
Team building activity. Oh my God. Under such circumstances. Okay, but anyway, you are making an attempt at least to answer and discuss. What about other students?
Knowledge and skills.
Sorry?
Knowledge and skills.
Knowledge and skills. Oh my God. He was from a different background and he joined a stock trading company. He was trained later. Only then he could perform. Yes, skills okay. But I'm not asking why he performed. What I'm asking, what kept him going?
Patience.
Patience. Okay.
While taking challenge, sir.
What made him to take that challenge when he was destitute? He didn't have a home to live, no money to buy food.
Circumstance.
What circumstances?
That only, sir, he don't-
What kept him going? What kept him going? Going means work like a professional in the company. Okay, punctual, disciplined, well dressed and groomed. Okay, then focus on the job, achieve the targets. This what kept him going.
Sir, it motivates him.
What motivates him?
Self-confidence, sir.
Self-confidence and
Money.
the way
Self-confidence, okay.
So sometimes his failure only motivates him.
Failure as a motivation, okay.
Earlier, last year, the one was.
Okay. Now, good, thank you for your, okay, contributions. Okay, so just let me conclude, okay. So before I go ahead with motivating the sales force, okay, because okay, though companies try to develop a policy for okay motivating a sales force, okay, but companies also very well are aware that okay generally it does not work. That's why they take very due care at the time of recruitment and selection itself. Okay, they design a very sophisticated, refined recruitment and selection process where they can hire the best candidates, okay, or the self-motivated candidates. Okay, so remember, and then policy comes next. So here in this case, imagine, okay, if a person is hungry, okay, it will motivate him to do some work. Why? The need is very instant. So I am hungry, I need to satisfy my hunger. So how can I satisfy my hunger? It will stimulate him to act upon something. So what is that something? He may beg, that is one option. Okay, he may steal, that is another option. Or he may work, earn some money and feed himself. So that is third option. Okay, so try to understand. Okay, so what he chose to work. Okay, and try to satisfy his need of hunger. So that is basically food, okay, clothing and shelter. He was deprived of the basic facilities when he incurred a loss in his business. Okay, so he was deprived of the basic necessity. He was struggling to satisfy the basic needs in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter. A strong need, okay, to satisfy those basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter motivated this person to work. Okay, and why I said why he did not give up? Give up means he did not went on regularly begging, nor he went on stealing and robbing people, nor he committed suicide. These are things are called as give up, or simply lie down without doing anything. So he did not give up. Okay, he kept on focusing on the job. So on the job, his managers never felt that okay, he was mixing his personal life and work life, or he was demotivated or discouraged because of personal life. He never made them feel it. Okay, so the strong need, the very strong need for the basic necessities like food, clothing, and shelter kept him going, always kept him motivated. So what are his needs? He wanted to satisfy his basic needs, food, clothing, and shelter, and he wanted to overcome that situation. He wanted to improve upon his economic condition, where he should at least afford a rented house, where he will get a fixed salary, where he can pay regular rent, okay, where he can cook, buy food or cook food at home regularly. He can send his son to school. Okay, so this is what motivated this man. Okay, so I hope you understand. So what I'm trying to conclude here is behind a strong motivation, okay, most of the times there are stronger needs. So those people who do not have any needs, whose needs are met or fulfilled just like that or by parents, generally they will not feel this concept of motivation. Okay, so that is what is the difference. And let me continue the story. This man, his name is Christopher Gardner. Okay, he is from United States of America. Okay, name is Christopher Gardner. Okay, so he continued to work in that company and he became one of the star salesmen in the company. And at a later stage of his career, he also started his own stock trading company. He also started his own stock trading company, and the company also did very good performance, and he went on to become a millionaire. Not multi-millionaire, but his net worth, okay, was about $60 million. Okay, $1 million is equal to 7 crore Okay, 3 lakh rupees. Okay, so I can imagine $60 million US currency. So definitely he overcame his situation or problem. Okay, so he improved his economic conditions. So that was what was his motivation. Okay, to overcome that present situation, live a comfortable and good quality life. So that need itself motivated him on his job. Okay. Now, so I hope you can understand what motivation. It is more than what we learn for 3 marks, 7 marks, and 10 marks. Okay, then let us say, what about other people like me and you? So let us say you, especially MBA final year students. I don't think none of us are into that situation where we have to, okay, we're struggling to satisfy our basic needs like food, clothing, or shelter. What about us then? What can keep us going? What can motivate us?
Learning,
Learning. Why you want to learn? That is what I'm asking.
because I want to start up my new business. So I want to learn how a business runs. That is what keeps me motivated and
Okay.
you know,
But why you want to do a business?
so to earn money.
Why you want to earn money?
You lead a good life.
Why you want to lead a good life?
Because I deserve to lead a good life. Everyone desires to have a good life.
Because everyone deserves a good life, you want to live a good life. And that's why you are
No.
doing MBA.
Everyone wants to live a good life.
Okay, see, dots are not connected. Huh? Dots are not connecting with each other. But I can share you. Okay, see, what you said is you want to start a business. Say, let us assume it is genuine and authentic. What you are talking, we call it a goal. Understood? We call it a goal, right? And that goal can keep you going. Okay, so you should be doing all those activities that will help you learn how to start and manage a business. So that's why you may be doing MBA or join MBA. I hope you can understand the goal. In your case, the goal will keep you going. The goal will keep you motivating. So you will do anything which is related to achieving your goal or which will takes you closer to your goal. If it is authentic and genuine. Okay.
Has any asset increased?
Sharon, I think I'm clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and also there is another reason. Okay, but I'll talk to you later. What about other students? What can keep you going? I don't think you are suffering from work for food, clothing, shelter. You don't have a home. I don't think you are in that situation. Your parents are very well taking care of it, and you all very well know most of it. Even if you don't work, your parents will take care of you. Okay, girls will be taken care by their husband, future husbands, right? What is the motivation for you?
So something that was the current asset.
What can keep you going?
From 35 to 40 lakhs. So 5 lakh.
Think, really think. Okay, there is one more reason. Okay, related to what Sharon also told.
What is that?
Okay, why somebody may want to start a business is to create your own identity. Okay, so parents may have inherited property which will be inherited by you later. Okay, so you may get married to rich people. You may did not have to struggle. Okay, but what about your individual identity?
How much?
So the need or desire to carve that separate individual identity can also keep you going. Remember.
All the things are less here. We can see it entire.
Okay. So believe me, in my previous colleges, I have come across so many students, okay, who are extremely rich, okay, far richer. So one student I remember from ICF National College, Goa. Okay, they owned a resort. Okay, remember a 4-star resort they owned. No, okay, Baga Beach in Goa. Okay, and he was studying MBA. Then I asked him, "Are you going back to your business after MBA?" He said, "Absolutely not. I'm going to work." He said. Okay. So I asked him why. Okay, so I want to have my identity separately other than my parents. Then he was very close to me. I asked, "Do you have any problems with your parents?" No, he said. Okay, and I really knew. I knew he did not have any problems. Okay, so he loved his parents as well as his parents loved him. So, but in spite of that, realization of an individual identity, self-realization, we call it, the need to have a separate identity for himself kept him going.
13 lakhs plus
Regular, punctual, okay, very active in the class, team worker,
16, 17.
preparation for employee placement process, everything he was okay, good. Okay, then he joined a liquor manufacturing company into sales. Okay, he worked there for 2 to 3 years. Okay, then while resigning, he called me as he says, I'm resigning. Then I said, what are you doing? Going back to your business? He said, no. Starting your own business? He said, no. Okay, he said, I'm contesting Sarpanch elections.
Then it is cash flow
Okay.
from.
And he contested the Sarpanch elections of Kalangut 5 years ago. Okay, on BJP seat, and he was elected as a Sarpanch of Kalangut in Baga area.
So what you do is.
Okay, so he has a separate identity and name. He carved it for himself.
You just consider it as cash flow from.
Are able to understand? Okay, so he can always go back to his parents' business.
Activities.
Okay, so this is what I call. He was also very rich. He did not suffer like Christopher Gardner to satisfy basic needs, food, clothing, shelter. Okay, so either of these things, either a strong need, okay, for something like Christopher Gardner to improve economic condition or to satisfy the needs of food, clothing, and shelter, or a very strong need to create a separate identity for yourself. If you can realize this, any one of this should keep you going across any problems, okay, across any stages. Otherwise, okay, your life is more than, okay, it's like more people are more than alive than, more dead than alive. Most of the people are living a life where they are more dead than alive. Okay, so that's all about motivation. Remaining what we are going to learn is only for 3, 7, and 10 marks. But so far what we learned, if you are really paying attention, is for life. Okay, so any comments, any queries? What about whether my voice was clear, Prema? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
My voice was clear, or there was in breaking in
Yes,
between?
sir, it's clear.
It's clear, sir.
Okay, great. And that also has to be ensured. But anyway, it is not in our control. So any comments? Anything you would like to say? Okay, well, then first let me take attendance, then I'll go ahead with the slides. Okay. Nishad. No. Aditya.
Present, sir.
Akshata. Akshay Koradkeri.
Present, sir.
Sir, Akshay Pujari, sir.
Sorry. Akshay Pujari. Present. Then Akshay Koradkeri.
Present, sir.
Yeah. Then Ankita.
Present, sir.
Anusha.
Present, sir.
Apeksha.
Yes, sir.
Ashutosh.
Present, sir.
Prasad.
Yes, sir.
Supriya.
Present, sir.
Divya. Gautam.
Present, sir.
Gururaj.
Present, sir.
Hanumantarai.
Yes, sir.
Bhimaya. Kallaya.
Present, sir.
Karthik.
Yes, sir.
Manjur. Manoj. Meghna Kalburgi.
Present, sir.
Yes, sir.
Who Manoj is present.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One minute. Manjur is absent.
Yes, sir. Manjur is absent. Manoj is
Then,
present.
Manoj is present. Okay. Then Meghna Kalburgi is present.
Present, sir.
Meghna Lokhande.
Present, sir.
Nandan.
Present, sir.
Oh, Nikita,
Present, sir.
Pradeep,
Yes, sir.
Pramod, absent. Pranjali,
Present, sir.
Prashant,
Yes, sir.
Prema,
Sir, present, sir.
Rahul,
Present, sir.
Ram, Rohit,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
twice somebody said Ram is also present.
No,
No,
sir. Rohit present.
only Rohit. Varsha,
Present, sir.
Samuel,
Sir, he has put a message in chat box.
Samuel.
Yes, sir, Samuel.
Okay. Sharan,
Present, sir.
Shruti,
Present, sir.
Shweta,
Present, sir.
Snehal,
Present, sir.
Sudarshan, Sudha,
Present, sir.
Suman, absent.
Yes, sir.
Suman is present. Vishal,
Present, sir.
okay. Anybody's name left out? Okay. then. So in the remaining time, we'll go ahead with the slides now. Okay. So motivating a sales force. So first let us understand, okay, what does motivation mean for 3 marks? As I said, the slides are for 3 marks, 7 mark and 10 mark. What we discussed was for life. Motivation is the choice of an individual to initiate action on a certain task. We call it a choice. Okay, so the single definition, I have split it into 3 parts. Motivation is the choice of an individual to initiate action on certain task, expend a certain amount of effort on that task, we call it intensity, and persist in expending effort over a period of time, we call it persistence. So this is what motivation is. So I repeat again, motivation is the choice of an individual to initiate action on a certain task, expend a certain amount of effort on that task, and persist in expending effort over a period of time. Okay, so remember, motivation is not one time. A person needs to stay motivated, okay, as long as the task has to be completed. If the task is repeated in nature, you need to stay motivated as long as you continue to work on that task. The amount of effort the salesperson desires to expend on each activity associated with the job, okay, is determined by the level of motivation. The amount of effort the salesperson desires to expend on each activity associated with the job is determined by the level of motivation. If the sales representative is highly motivated, he will put greater amount of efforts in right direction and greater quality of efforts. If the average sales, if the sales representative is okay, not demotivated, okay, he will not put okay sufficient amount of efforts, okay, so the performance will come down. Okay, what can company do in such a case? Okay, let us understand how the company can keep its sales force motivated. Okay, so the next topic is about motivational conditions. Under what circumstances, okay, sales representative feel motivated? A company should have a knowledge of this in order to develop a proper motivational policy. Are the rewards worth the effort? Reward can be compensation, okay, monetary as well as non-monetary benefits. So company should ask this question to itself. Are the rewards worth the effort? So whether the company is compensating its sales representative adequately, are they recognizing the performance of the sales representative properly? Okay. If no, sales representatives will continue to put same or less efforts, because whatever they are working, they are getting a lower salary and no more, not much recognition. So sales reps will be demotivated. They'll continue to put same amount of effort, whatever they are doing at present, or further lesser efforts they will put. But if yes, the company is compensating its sales representative adequately and recognizing their performance properly, yes, it motivates the sales representative properly. Then this further leads to, does better performance lead to greater rewards? Say if the company is compensating its sales representative adequately and appreciating their performance, that will make the sales representatives to put greater amount of efforts, better quality efforts, and which will result in better performance of individual as well as of the company. Then the next question company should ask in such a situation is that, does better performance lead to greater rewards? Let's say on and sales representatives are performing better. Company is performing better. Okay, whether the company has a policy to reward these better performance, whether the rewards are greater when the performance is better, or if 100% performance is achieved and the salary remains same, or the income of the sales representative remains same, then it means, okay, better performance does not lead to greater rewards. Rewards are same. In that case, if no, okay, the sales reps will continue to put same or less effort. Achieve 100% target, leave it. Because beyond 100%, nothing else is extra rewards they are going to get. But if company has a policy, okay, to reward, okay, to reward, okay, if the company has policy to provide greater rewards for better performance, for performance of over 100%, and yes, it means the sales reps, those who achieve the performance of above 100%, 110, 120, 150%, they will be, their income will be far more than those sales reps who have just achieved 100 and 105% of the target. So it means the better performance lead to greater rewards. When sales reps know about this, yes, they remain highly motivated. Okay, they not only think of achieving 100% targets, they try to achieve 100 over and above 100%, because better performance lead to greater rewards. They will be entitled for greater income. Okay, then after this, if better performance leads to greater rewards, then next question the company should ask is, does more effort lead to better performance? So if there is a company, let us say, which fulfills both the first two conditions, in that case, definitely all the sales reps will be highly motivated to put more efforts. But the company has to understand, okay, whether more efforts will result in better performance. If no, then sales reps will not be motivated. They'll continue to put same or lesser efforts. So company has to analyze the situation. Why more efforts are not leading to better performance? Maybe the efforts are not being put in a right direction. The quality of the performance is poor. So in that case, the company need to conduct proper training to the sales. But if let's say yes, more efforts lead to better performance, then yes, definitely the overall effort of the sales representatives will be greater, and the overall motivation level of the sales representatives will be very high. And such companies perform exceptionally well compared to their competitors. So these are the motivational conditions which the company need to keep in mind, okay, or understand before designing a motivation policy. Okay. Then the next topic deals with, okay, theories of motivation. One is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and the other is Herzberg's dual factor theory. Okay, so we'll go ahead with first Maslow's need hierarchy, or Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory. So according to Maslow, human needs are divided into, or human needs are organized into 5 groups, okay, in a hierarchy from lowest to highest. So the lower level needs are physiological needs. Okay, so according to Maslow, unless people satisfy their lower level needs like physiological needs, safety needs, they will not move on to satisfy the higher level needs like esteem needs and self-actualization needs. In other way, it means unless people are able to satisfy their physiological lower level needs, they will not be motivated to satisfy higher level needs. Okay, so let us see how a sales organization can apply Maslow's hierarchy of needs, okay, to keep its sales force motivated, or how sales organization can apply or implement Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory into its motivation policy. Okay, first let's consider the physiological needs or basic needs. These are fulfilled through food, shelter, clothing, and healthcare. So how a company can motivate its sales reps who are trying to satisfy their basic needs? Remember the case of Christopher Gardner who was struggling to fulfill his basic needs. Okay, the company can provide or offer adequate income or salary and good benefits package. So as long as the company gives them adequate salary, which can help them satisfy their basic needs and take care of their health, these kind of sales reps will be highly motivated to work. Okay, remember that. Then safety needs. So once these level of needs are satisfied, the people or sales reps will go on moving to satisfy the next level of needs, that are safety needs. Safety needs are fulfilled through job security, life safety, and income security. So how a company can keep its sales force motivated who are trying to satisfy these needs? Company can provide a safe work environment, set mutually agreed upon performance standards, communicate job performance expectations and consequences. Okay, so I don't think it is very difficult to understand. Then regarding social needs are fulfilled through affiliation, friendship, and acceptance. I am talking about in the company, not personal life. So what company can do to make the sales reps sociable? Okay, so company can make use of team selling, hold social functions of the employees, distribute employee newsletters so everybody is aware about what is happening in the company, who is doing what, and hold sales meeting where all the sales reps gather. Mentoring can also fulfill the needs of socialization. Okay, so I hope I will stop here, dear students, and in the next class we'll continue from esteem needs and then we'll conclude on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay. Thank you one and all. See you in next class and happy weekend.
Thank you, sir. Good day. Same to
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you. Thank you. Yeah, happy weekend to all.